The world woke up to stunning news. On Saturday, January 3, 2026, reports began to break. United States Special Forces had entered Caracas, Venezuela. They captured the nation's leader, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores. The raid was the result of a secret mission named Operation Absolute Resolve. Within hours, Maduro and Flores were on a United States military aircraft, flown to the United States to face federal criminal charges. The timeline reveals careful planning. President Trump reportedly gave the final green light late on Friday, January 2nd. A CIA team had been on the ground, tracking Maduro's movements and daily routines. Elite United States military units executed the operation. At 2:01 a.m. on Saturday, helicopters landed at Maduro's presidential residence. The world wasn't aware until after it was complete. Secrecy and speed were key to success and deepened the shock on disclosure. The capture of a national leader by another country is rare and dramatic. It raises fundamental questions about sovereignty and power. For years, the international community debated Venezuela with diplomacy, sanctions, and negotiations. But the direct use of force to seize a foreign president is a line rarely crossed in modern history. The action forced every nation to confront a new reality and uncertainty. In Caracas, confusion and fear took hold. Reports spread across social media in minutes. The United States had acted alone, using military might to enforce legal claims on foreign soil. The world now watches to see what comes next, in the courtroom and in the corridors of global power. Delta Force moved rapidly to breach the compound. Venezuelan guards were taken completely by surprise. Intelligence provided a detailed layout and the exact locations of Maduro and Celia Flores. Officials say Maduro tried to reach a reinforced safe room, but United States forces intercepted him before escape. He and Flores were taken into custody without injury and flown out within minutes. The entire ground operation lasted only minutes. Despite precision, the raid was not without bloodshed. Initial reports suggested at least 40 dead, including guards and military personnel. A senior Venezuelan official later updated the toll to as many as 80. Civilian casualties were also reported near the compound. The human cost has become a major point of contention. Under the UN Charter, force is prohibited absent Security Council authorization, self-defense, or consent. There was no UN Security Council mandate. Chatham House said it is difficult to conceive of legal justifications for the capture. Maduro's defense raises head of state immunity, a principle generally protecting sitting leaders in foreign courts. The U.S. argues it does not recognize Maduro's legitimacy, challenging customary protections. At an emergency meeting on January 5th, Venezuela condemned an illegitimate armed attack. China and Russia warned the U.S. set a dangerous precedent. Brazil's Lula said the capture crossed an unacceptable line toward chaos. A joint statement expressed profound concern and firm rejection of unilateral military action. EU High Representative Kaja Kallas urged restraint and adherence to the UN Charter. Yet Argentina's Javier Milei hailed a victory for freedom, and El Salvador's Nayib Bukele signaled support. With Nicolas Maduro in U.S. custody, the conflict shifts to the courtroom. Maduro and Celia Flores appeared in federal court and pleaded not guilty. They face narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, and related weapons offenses. A U.S. judge ordered Maduro held until at least a March 17th hearing. Expect complex motions centering on head of state immunity and the legality of the capture. In Caracas, Vice President Delcy Rodriguez was sworn in as interim leader. Opposition figures welcomed Maduro's removal but remained wary of foreign intervention. Florida Republicans floated Maria Corina Machado as a possible successor. Maduro still commands a base. Many Chavistas call the raid imperialist aggression. The military's loyalties are uncertain. The country is a political tinderbox. The rules-based order was designed to protect sovereignty and resolve disputes through law, not unilateral force. Critics warn this precedent could erode those norms and invite similar cross-border operations. Supporters argue institutions failed, and direct action is sometimes the only path to accountability. Now courts will test the limits of law and immunity. For Venezuelans, the future balances between democratic renewal and deeper chaos. Nations must decide whether to reinforce old rules or accept a more confrontational era. This capture changed more than a government. It shook the foundations of the global order, and the aftershocks will last for years.